It's crushing, isn't it? Feeling like no matter how hard you grind, how many deals you close, how many late nights you put in, you're still caught in the same damn loop. The world tells you freedom is yours to seize, but hands you systems built exactly to keep you running in place. You're told to innovate, to disrupt, to lead. But the rules that cage you, they're invisible. The path feels like a race designed to erase the edges of who you really are. You wake up every day knowing you should be breaking barriers, but instead you just show up. Follow the meetings, push the targets, nod at the corporate mantras, and forget the burning flame that flickered inside when you first dreamed of something bigger. Investors want numbers, boards want stability, and markets want predictability. Meanwhile, the part of you that hungers for meaning, for purpose so radical it shakes the ground beneath your feet, gets quieter. It's suffocated by everything practical and safe, told to keep waiting for someday. That feeling of being trapped between what capitalism promises and what it actually delivers is no accident. It's by design. Capitalism as we know it wants compliance, not revolution. It rewards mediocrity dressed as progress. It hands you a shiny gadget, a new app, or a product scaled on the promise of growth, but rarely asks if it's solving what truly matters. It's why countless founders burn out, why investors chase trends instead of transformation, why professionals wake up empty, carrying the weight of everything gained, but missing the soul of what they sought. But here's the real truth. Capitalism isn't the enemy. The problem isn't capitalism itself, it's what happens when capitalism forgets its radical purpose, when the pursuit of profit becomes an end, instead of a powerful tool to unleash ships that carry change across the world's oceans. When the system stops demanding bravery and starts asking for code, policies, and grades on spreadsheets. Imagine what could happen if that fiery purpose inside you, the one screaming to reshape reality, found not just a voice, but a force. Imagine capitalism fused with that raw, unapologetic drive, where profit becomes not just what you earn, but what you unleash. Where your business isn't just a company, but a movement. Where success means culture change, impact, and the power to question everything the systems told you was set. The problem is that most people never realize this fusion is possible. They never see what happens when capitalism meets radical purpose, because they're stuck repeating the same tired formulas, buying into safe advice that dims the fire inside. But it's there, waiting. And when you harness it, you don't just build wealth, you start a revolution. One where the rare, the bold, and the unyielding gather and create not for applause, but for transformation. Here's what's crushing you: isolation. Even being brilliant doesn't protect you when you can't find that critical connection. Those few who see your vision, your flaws, your hunger, and match your fire with their own. When every idea you have is met with doubt or watered down feedback because the system wasn't built for rarity, isn't built for you. It's meant to churn out copies, not originals. But this is the pivot, the move that changes everything. Raw, authentic connection with those who refuse to settle. Investors who don't just money check, but think in decades. Founders who burn with more than ambition, but purpose. People who refuse to be boxed by their titles, their industries, or their pasts. When these few lock eyes and align, not chasing belonging, but crafting becoming, the power unleashed is unimaginable. This is when capitalism stops being a cage and starts being a weapon. What does this look like in practice? First, absolute sovereignty. You have to own your will, every desire and decision like it's your sharpest tool. No more company lines or market trends dictating your every move. You question everything, even what you once held sacred. The grind becomes a game you set the rules for. You don't ask permission to change the world. You create that world piece by piece. Second, radical patience. This isn't the hustle for quick wins or viral moments. It's the long game, where you build not for the next quarter, but for forever. Where every step, every choice compounds silently until you can look back and see how the cracks you made reshape the landscape. You learn to embrace discomfort, to stand firm while others chase comfort, because comfort is the world's soft prison. Freedom comes when you choose the hard path, again and again. Third, brutal selectivity. This is the hardest and most vital. Surrounding yourself not with the many, but with the few who burn as fiercely as you do. The ones who don't dilute your vision or whisper maybe. The ones who challenge you because they want to see you rise, who see your flaws as sparks for greatness, not reasons to pull away. Aligning with these people is not optional, it's survival. The system is built to scatter you, to make you doubt if you can find your tribe. It lies. It's a lie that the wild ones are alone. And here's the genius. When capitalism is fueled by this purpose, the results explode. Neither slow nor safe, but powerful and loud. Profits grow because people believe in what you're building. Markets shift because your product isn't just service or tech. It's an idea so alive it can't be ignored. You become a node in a network where misaligned brilliance finally converges, and together you don't just play the game, you rewrite the rules. There's no finish line here, no place where you say, I'm done. This fusion demands constant shedding of the past to become the future, unlearning what everyone told you success looked like. It calls you to burn bridges with previous identities and build new ones on fire and steel. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, it's brutal. But it's also the only path to real freedom, the kind capitalism promised but didn't deliver. So, if the weight of the world feels like it's crushing your spirit, if the silence inside you screams that you are meant for more, if you are tired of small victories and ready to play in the big leagues of actual change, then you've already begun. Your radical purpose is already waiting, breathing under the surface of every decision you make. Don't look for permission. These systems, these structures, they aren't designed for what you carry inside. You are the missing link, the spark that can ignite a new era. The world outside may cling to its outdated illusions, but you belong to a movement that rejects comfort and compliance, that demands sovereignty and patience, that aligns the few to free the many. This is capitalism, not as a beast to tame, but a force to wield, a tool gifted to those who dare to transform, a network where the misunderstood create the unthinkable, the battlefield where your radical purpose meets endless possibility. Because when capitalism meets radical purpose, it doesn't just make money, it creates meaning, it demolishes limits, it sets fire to the old and builds a future worth fighting for. The question isn't if you're ready. The question is, can you afford not to be?